Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Hour of Power.
All right, everybody, we are here. It is Saturday night. It is time for the Animated Hour of Power. Not going to lie, I was not sure if I hit the right intro or not until they said, welcome to Animated Hour of Power. All right, it is episode 17. We are into stage 2 of the Animated Anarchy series. I am, of course, your host, Dutchie, joined as always for the second week in a row in the same room, only because I had to pick him up from work. Money E is here.
What's up?
All right. Kicked out of his bedroom by his niece. Sean is here.
What's up?
And Wildcard Dave, who is trying to start a bunch of problems in the FedCheck household, is also here.
You know I'm mischievous.
Oh, I know. You're the reason why the rest of my hair is falling out. All right. Tonight's battles here are Bugs Bunny Show versus the Woody Woodpecker Show. We're going to have Black Voltron, or Black, I don't know why I keep calling it Black Voltron. I wrote it down as that too. Black Clover's taking on Voltron. We also have M.A.S.K taking on Inspector Gadget. And the main event is Kim Possible and Tiny Toon Adventures. We're going to have the randomizer go in just a second here. It's going to pick our 5 categories for the night. They're going to judge. If a show wins 3 categories to nothing, that's 30 points. 3-1 is 20 points. 3-2 is 10. The loser gets 5. If you are swept, you're going to lose 10. A couple of shows, not just on the show tonight, but also on Wednesday's show, have already been swept. And if they get swept again, then they are in cow and chicken territory, which means they are not good. So, all right, let's get the randomizer going.
It also depends on who they go up against, too.
Yeah. Well, when M.A.S.K lost, when M.A.S.K got swept, they actually got swept by Voltron.
Rightfully so.
So, yeah, even watching some of Voltron, it's just like, all right, I can see why M.A.S.K lost now that I was actually paying attention. Because the first time I watched Voltron, it was on my lunch break at work, and I'm usually more focused on stuffing a piece of chicken down my throat than I am
watching.
Yeah, than I am watching a show.
Fair enough.
But I made sure I ate today before I started watching Voltron, so I was able to pay more attention. All right, what do we want? Dave, you already answered, but there was off air, so now you
I'll take animation style, overall enjoyment. I'll take originality, character development, voice acting.
Yeah. Oh, you just said you want merchandise?
I'm trying to
Are you trying to get Sean to threaten to quit?
No, I'm trying to say that way we don't get it.
All right, everybody ready? Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, animation.
Check.
Humor. Impact.
Okay.
Moments.
Okay.
And fan base.
Wow, we didn't get merchandise.
I know. Sean, you got your wish.
It worked.
About time.
You're welcome, Sean.
I don't think you had anything to do with it, Eric, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, I tried to say it out loud so it doesn't get it.
Oh.
I mean, technically, like, if I really wanted to, and I have thought about it, like, I could technically leave a couple of the categories off the randomizer just so we don't get them. But unfortunately, you guys, well, at least one of you would notice.
We could start doing the bottom instead of the top.
Of course, you're a bottom guy.
You would know.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, that's why I felt like I was the authority to bring it up.
Exactly. Well, man.
And then,
And
all right, so it is animation style, humor, culture, impact, memorable moments, and fan base.
And what's the
Uh-oh.
second humor?
Yeah. I think I'm getting yelled at.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I just got told. I thought this was a family show.
By who?
My Aunt Lisa.
Oh.
All right.
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you. I'm well aware you did that. Well, I'm well aware of, well, who all pointed it out.
That's why I don't get yelled at by the fans.
Yeah.
Mhm. The
Just by
viewers.
me.
did you have no fans?
Hey, yes, he does.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dave. You need to play Battlefield 6 with me, so.
Yeah. Memorable moments was the last, last one was fan base.
And then memorable moments.
Yeah, memorable moments above that. All right. So we're going to start with the Bugs Bunny show and the Woody Woodpecker show. Bugs Bunny show in the division of Rose Stranahan, the Woody Woodpecker show in the division of Mark Ritchie. Both shows have already won. They're 1-0. Bugs Bunny has 10 points. Woody the Woodpecker has 20. And we are going to start with animation style. Two of the oldest shows on here.
Yep.
So, Dave, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start.
Yeah, for animation, I went with Bugs Bunny. I feel like the backgrounds, the characters were a little more detailed than Woody the Woodpecker was. The movement, also the movement animation, I feel like Bugs Bunny show was also a little more fluid with that.
Yeah. Right. All right, Eric.
I went with Bugs Bunny too. I felt like it was more cleaner and more. It felt like it didn't look like it was from the 60s.
The Bugs Bunny show itself started in 1960.
Yeah. So I think it got better over time.
Yeah. All right, Sean?
I agree with them. Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny.
All right. Bugs Bunny's up 1-0. Two more and they get a sweep. We go to humor. Now, this one is it's kind of tricky. I was going to say funny, but then they're pun intended. Because both shows are obviously old enough to where like they really wanted, like in the old days, and you could tell like also with the Flintstones and the Jetsons in the 60s, they did care about making sure that the cartoons were funny.
Yeah.
Now, like with Bugs Bunny and Woody the Woodpecker, they made sure that the characters did have some kind of humor to them, whether it was dumb humor, whether it was quirky humor. But which show was funnier, Eric?
I went with Woody.
The Woodpecker?
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit more funnier, more clumsy.
Yeah. Sean?
I'm sticking with Bugs Bunny here.
Okay.
I thought their humor was a little more less forced and more like creative.
You think it had to do with Woody the Woodpecker's laugh?
No, because that's an iconic laugh. That's what made the show. I just think there wasn't much to really follow up with it.
It's just a laugh and then that's it.
Yeah.
I just thought he was more clumsy. That's why.
Yeah. You're not wrong. All right, Dave, you're breaking a tie.
I went with Sean here. I thought Bugs was a little more funny, in my opinion.
Okay.
I feel like it was a little more memorable, humor than Woody the Woodpecker. It's more like slapstick, kind of like,
Yeah.
chaos kind of humor.
Yeah. And I feel like Bugs Bunny show kind of gets talked about a lot more, and we're going to get to that in a second.
Hmm.
Like Woody the Woodpecker, like people remember it, but they have to be people that are like, and I'm not taking a shot at anybody, but almost have to be somebody like the age of like Sean's mom or Sean's dad.
Or my parents.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that? Are they in the room?
You mean all of our parents? Because
Yeah.
our
Oh.
parents are probably
Kerchak.
not.
That's
Oh,
my boy Kerchak.
They're just sitting here staring at me.
Jesus.
Like, what'd I do?
Maybe they put $5 on Woody the Woodpecker.
Now they're hungry.
All right. Bugs Bunny is up 2-0. They can sweep with if they win the next category. So they would end up with another 30 points. Woody the Woodpecker would lose 10 of the 20 they already have, but they have 20 points. They can spare 10 if they need to. Cultural impact. I feel like anybody that goes against Bugs Bunny in this category is screwed.
Yeah. Do we just like I know where I'm going?
I don't know where I'm going.
I mean, and don't
Anybody can anyone argue against it?
No.
Well, I can.
Oh.
The only thing I can say in Woody the Woodpecker's defense, and Sean already kind of said it, it is an iconic laugh.
Yeah.
If it doesn't annoy the crap out of you. Now, as a kid, it didn't to me. Like that was like the main reason I always watched it because I was very drawn to Woody the Woodpecker when I was a kid. So it's a very iconic laugh.
Yep.
However, an iconic laugh going against 20 or 30 iconic characters, that laugh is only going to get through the first line of defense. Which
That's what I'm throwing up. What up, Doc?
Yeah.
And then those characters involved in their own show.
Some of them did, yeah. So, am I right to assume that everybody's going Bugs Bunny here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a tough one. Tough couple categories for Woody to go up against Bugs Bunny in.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny was voted, by the way, by Watch Mojo as the greatest cartoon character of all time. Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to win every. And by the way, he barely beat Darkwing Duck. But what got Bugs Bunny the win were the categories. By the way, one of them was cultural impact, I believe.
Against Darkwing Duck?
Yeah.
That was tough. They're both iconic.
Yeah, but Bugs Bunny has been around since most of our grandparents, when most of our grandparents were born.
Yep.
So, all right. So Bugs Bunny show is going to win at 3-0. We start off with a sweep. They're going to get 30 points. Woody the Woodpecker is going to lose 10. But that doesn't put him in the negative. That just takes away the points they already had. All right. We move on now to Black Clover and Voltron. Black Clover in the division, again, of Rose Stranahan. I think. I believe that is her. And Voltron in the division of Dave's wife Amanda. So all right, I just have to make sure because sometimes I can get this wrong. Nope, Black Clover in the division of Rose Stranahan. Now, Black Clover 1-0. They got a 3-2 victory in stage 1, so they got 10 points. Voltron swept M.A.S.K in stage 1. They have 30. We start with animation style. Sean, why don't you start?
I have Black Clover winning this one.
Okay.
I like it a lot more. A lot cleaner. Just all around 100% better in my eyes.
Does that have a lot to do with the fact that it's newer?
Yeah. Has a lot of advantages that Voltron did not. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Voltron might be the originator, but when your animation isn't as new as your opponent, you kind of run into that risk. Eric?
I'm agreeing with Sean. I think it's more modern and more cleaner and crisp.
Yeah. All right, Dave?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with these two. I feel like with the advancements in technology, it gets the edge here.
Okay. Black Clover now has a 1-0 lead. They have 2 more categories before it is swept. We go to humor. Which show is funnier? Eric?
I went with Voltron here. I feel like Black Clover is more serious, and then Voltron, like, it would have a little bit more humor
Okay.
to it.
Dave?
I went the opposite way. I think Asta is kind of funny, and like when you get into it, when he a little bit further down the line when he joins one of the like knights, one of the knight groups, his leader Yami and him are they have a good dynamic that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And a couple of other of his comrades that he's with are pretty funny around him as well. And I think it has some good humor, even in
Okay.
the battles as well.
All right. Sean, guess what?
Well, I'm agreeing with Dave. I like the little sudden humor Black Clover gives off here and there, and I wasn't a big fan of Voltron's attempt of being humorous. I know, different day, different age, but Black Clover did it a little better.
Okay. All right. Black Clover is up 2-0. One more and they get a sweep. Cultural impact is next. Who had the bigger cultural impact? Black Clover is newer. Voltron is one of the originals. It inspired a lot of shows. Sean, you're going to start.
Yeah, I think you hit it on a key point there. I went with Voltron just because of the influence it left towards a bunch of other shows.
Okay.
I think Black Clover just kind of peaked in a day and age of too many anime.
Yeah. All right, Eric.
Yeah, I went with Voltron.
All right. Dave?
Yeah, I agree with these two. Voltron definitely led the way, and it also influenced people like Transformers, and they also have a reboot. I think it came out in like 2016.
Yeah. I
So
had to make sure that was the one I was not watching.
yep, 100%. But yeah, Voltron's had a lot more time to also build more of an impact as well.
Yeah. Yep. All right. We move on to memorable moments. Black Clover can still win, but Voltron's not losing any points. So that's good in their favor. Memorable moments is up next. Who had the more memorable moments? Obviously, depending. Black Clover is newer, but Voltron did have its share, obviously, of memorable moments. Stuff that sticks in people's heads, especially like if you were a diehard fan of it back in the show. Dave, you're going to start though.
I think Black Clover takes this one with its cool action scenes, the dynamics between the characters, the worldscape that you get to go and see, and you get to see like this demon trading, like this demon side of him from this grimoire that he gets for his powers. He's the only person with anti-magic, which is pretty cool, and so he's cutting through everybody else's stuff, and it creates a good story and stuff, and it makes it kind of memorable for me.
Okay. You?
I went Voltron too because of the story.
He said Black Clover, right?
Oh, I mean Black Clover.
Are you ever going to pay attention, or are you just that cheap?
No, I meant to say.
All right. Sean, before I hit him.
I'll wait. No. I also have Black Clover taking this one. Just the dynamic of the show itself and the style that it is with the storyline. It has too many opportunities to leave a lot of moments or have a lot of moments.
Gotcha. All right, Black Clover wins at 3-1. They're going to get 20 points out of this. Voltron doesn't lose any points. But
3-1.
all right, let's move on now. It is M.A.S.K versus Inspector Gadget. And M.A.S.K in the division of Ryan Barber, Inspector Gadget in the division of Anthony Visco. M.A.S.K is 0-1 with negative 10 points as they got swept by Voltron in stage 1. Inspector Gadget beat Biker Mice from Mars in stage 1. They have 20 points. Animation style is up first. Both shows were kind of around the same time.
Yep.
Sean, go ahead.
I gave this one to Inspector Gadget. I liked it a lot, not a lot more, but a decent amount. Especially with just the components that he has to shoot his long arms out and the animation that takes in the drawings. I don't know. The mask just was their animation just wasn't up to par, I think.
Yeah. Problem against the Canadians, huh? All right, Eric.
I went Inspector Gadget. I think it was more detailed and more cleaner.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
I went the opposite way here, actually. I thought some of the episodes I watched from Inspector Gadget looked a little choppy or cheap.
Definitely did have blurry moments.
Yeah. Neither was great.
Or pixelated moments,
well,
probably.
Again, you're dealing with 80s animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When it's animation in the 80s, then it is going to be. I mean, unless it was a big name company like a Hanna-Barbera or Warner Brothers or Disney.
Yep.
All right. When you're dealing with Cookie Jar or some French Canadian animation studio, what you get is what you get.
Yeah, and we're gonna get Warner Brothers versus Disney in a moment.
Will you let me finish this one first?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Sorry. Good Lord.
I got excited. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't need Aunt Lisa texting me, yelling at me. All right, we are gonna go to. So the next category is humor. All right. So one show I thought was humorous because of how dumb the main character was, or how clueless he was.
Yep.
The other show was humorous because of a robot that a lot of people find annoying and wanted to throw him down the garbage disposal. If you don't know which shows I'm referencing, then, keep up. But who had the better humor, Dave?
I thought Inspector Gadget did, in my opinion.
Okay. Sean?
Yeah, I also went Inspector Gadget here. The mask felt like it was just throw it at your face type of humor. And the voice actors didn't really do it justice to make it anything great.
Yeah. Well, it was not just throw it in your face. It was throw it up against the wall and see if it's stuck.
Yep.
Yeah, which it didn't.
No.
So, no,
M.A.S.K is a good
Gadget was
action
slightly
cartoon.
better.
M.A.S.K.
better.
Yeah. M.A.S.K is a good action cartoon. It's not a good, funny, makes you laugh cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
M.A.S.K is another one of those cartoons that was made to sell merchandise. But we don't have that category. So, Eric, go ahead.
I went Inspector Gadget. He's an icon and he's just funny. He's clumsy.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Okay. Inspector Gadget is up 2-0. M.A.S.K, which I actually had on my bingo card as an underrated favorite to win or to at least go far in this series, is about to go 0-2 with negative 20 points. So thank God there's not a betting section on DraftKings for this show.
Not
For-
yet.
For
You just
this
gave me a
series.
good idea.
Yeah. I'd be losing a lot of money right now. But all right. Cultural impact. This is not
Do we even have to?
does anybody all right, well actually hold on. Let me try. Even because again, I'm not don't shake your head. I'm the boss. I could do whatever I want.
No, I was shaking my head because I felt bad for him.
Yeah. Just let me try. I mean, Sean's going to tell me to go, stick it in my ear like he did the other night when I tried to put over Gargoyles merchandise. But see, that's why he's covering it up. We get to see the calluses on his hand from when he was in
I was trying
his
to turn my volume up, but it wouldn't let me, so I had to do it all manually on the screen.
Yeah. All right. M.A.S.K. So obviously it's not even necessarily the show that has like the big cultural impact. I mean, it had enough of an impact to where they did revive it as a comic book series in 2017. However, they kind of redid things a little bit. Matt Tracker was not a billionaire in that comic book series. Matt Tracker was somebody who was working with Miles Mayhem to, because Miles Mayhem was friends with his father. But then Miles Mayhem, stabbed Tracker in the back. But it was renewed as a comic book series because the show did have success in the 80s. Launched a successful toy line, had comic books back then, and it left an impact on people back in the 80s. Inspector Gadget has the impact of, had enough of an impact where in the early 2000s, it got a movie.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And it's more remembered because it was also on syndication, not just on like local syndicated channels, but for the longest time, like they did Muppet Babies, Nickelodeon was running old episodes of Inspector Gadget. Because Nickelodeon at one time did pick up the syndication rights before, they figured, we could just make our own stuff and be successful at that. We don't need this 80s stuff. But Inspector Gadget, Tiny Toon Adventures, Muppet Babies, and a few other shows were shown in Nickelodeon syndication. So M.A.S.K, again, they had a cultural impact, but unfortunately it doesn't beat, at least in my eyes, and even though I said I was going to try to defend it, but as the words started coming out of my mouth, it's just like, I don't know if it really compares, but
You tried.
yeah, well,
down.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, Inspector Gadget all day long. In my opinion, I think M.A.S.K should have just kept to the movies and comic books.
Yeah, well, they didn't have a movie. This isn't Jim Carrey.
Oh, duh.
And it's not the Eric Stoltz movie either.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. See,
Either way,
that's what I was
Inspector
gonna say.
Gadget.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Eric.
Inspector Gadget, because I think as Sean got confused, when people hear M.A.S.K, they think Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
So just wanted to say that.
All right. Dave?
Yeah, I'm going Inspector Gadget here. I think it has a farther reach with its impact. It's had reruns. It's also been on Netflix with a reboot series of CGI. Like you said, it had a couple movies. I believe some live action films as well.
Yeah.
Made after it as well. So, I mean, people from the 70s to the early 2000s and maybe a little past that know who this is. So, I got to give it to him.
Okay. All right. They're going to get 30 points out of the deal. Unfortunately, M.A.S.K is going to lose another 10, so they stay in the negative. So apparently they are as bad right now. Well, record-wise, they're as bad as Cow and Chicken.
Yikes.
But all right, main event time. It is Tiny Toon Adventures versus Kim Possible. Tiny Toon Adventures in the division of Joshua Kogovan, who's related to Dave. Kim Possible in the division of Dave's Uncle Joe. So Dave's family get the Dave's
head-to-head
family
battle.
Huh?
The head-to-head battle.
Yeah, Dave's family gets the main event. All right, so we start off with animation. You have Warner Brothers versus Disney.
Yep.
Two different time periods, though. Warner Brothers came, or not Warner Brothers. Tiny Toons came out in 1990. Kim Possible came out in 2002. Dave, go ahead.
I gave this one to Kim Possible. I just think it had a little more fluid animation. It was a little newer animation as well, so it looked a little cleaner, and gave it to them. But it was a pretty close one for me.
Yeah. All right, Eric.
I'm going Kim Possible too. More cleaner, more detailed, and more modern.
Sean.
Yeah, I also want Kim Possible here.
All right. Kim Possible's up 1-0. By the way, Tiny Toon Adventures has 10 points, which if they get swept here, they're going to lose that. Kim, after a close win over Rocket Power in stage 1. Sorry that I keep bringing it up, Sean, but I just got to keep stating what happened.
Okay, I understand.
Kim Possible has 30 points right now because they swept the Tick. So we'll see who gets the points here. The next category is humor. Both shows had some good humor, but I think one did better than the other. And you're going to start.
I think I know which one is.
Well, don't go by what I think. Go by what you think.
No, I know. I have Tiny Toons. I think it was more laughable, more. I mean, they're both laughable, but it was more funnier for Tiny Toons.
Okay. Dave?
This one was close for me as well because I like Rufus and that little dynamic there. But I'm with Eric here. I like Tiny Toons here. I think it's a little more constant humor in it than Kim Possible.
Okay. All right. Sean?
Yeah, I also have Tiny Toon Adventures here.
Yeah.
I think mainly because Kim Possible's humor kind of relies on like that goofy sidekick like Ron is.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Tiny
that's
Toon-
why I actually thought you guys were going to go with Kim Possible because of Ron.
I almost did.
I almost did because I really like that voice actor too.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Yeah. So, but
it was
I think
a close one for me.
I think Tiny Toon deserved it more just because of the whole show overall is humorous and not just like an character or a select few.
Yeah. I would have voted Kim Possible just because of Ron.
Okay.
All right, that's like
that's
just how I saw it because I felt like, to me, it was just like I felt like Ron Stoppable was a lot like he had that real goofy humor, and like sometimes like Buster and Babs, they were funny, but sometimes it's just like, get off my screen.
That's fair.
But we're tied 1-1. So all right, we move on to cultural impact.
This is tough.
And the reason why I think it might be tough is because Tiny Toons, by the way, they got a reboot just a couple of years ago. Or not even just a couple of years ago. I think it actually just came out. Or no, they had a reboot. It was, but they rebooted it again, I think.
Okay.
So it's still relevant, even though you can only find it on the Internet Archive. But it also has that Warner Brothers Looney Tunes backing.
Yeah.
Kim Possible has the backing of Disney. But who had the bigger cultural impact, Sean?
I had Kim Possible taking this one.
Okay.
I think it was just a little more impactful for upcoming teenage girls to feel like strong and empowered, and it was just a cooler show back then. I don't know.
Well, and also too, it was like the first of its kind to where like you had a teenage girl like spy or
Well,
hero that
normally I would give a different reason, but I don't know where Danielle is.
that's why she told your niece to that's why she told her niece to fall asleep in your room and
I don't care. Sheba is a baddie.
yeah.
It's always my impact.
Well, so yeah.
Started the goth trend.
So all right. Dave, you're gonna go next.
This one was kind of difficult for me. But I think Tiny Toon Adventures takes this one. I think it had a broader impact than Kim Possible did.
Because of the Looney Tune effect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why you're gonna go with that too?
I went back and forth with this, but I ended up with Tiny Toons. I went back and forth before the show. So.
All right. Tiny Toon Adventures is up 2-1. They can win it in the next category. And I got to tell you, I didn't see them beating Rocket Power in stage 1. And I'm kind of surprised that they're kind of going they're more of a sleeper, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They were one of those sleeper cartoons.
Yeah.
For sure.
But they're doing pretty good against cartoons that like nowadays would probably dominate. And by the way, both Kim Possible and Rocket Power did pretty well in our last tournament, the Cartoon Classic.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
think the categories.
Yeah.
Depends what categories Tiny Toons get.
Yeah. Well, now we're going on to memorable moments. Both shows had their share of memorable moments. Obviously, the missions that Kim and Ron would go on, all the stuff that the Tiny Toons characters would do. And both shows, by the way, like they had long enough runs to where like they could provide memorable moments, because Tiny Toons, not only did they have the show, but like they had a bunch of specials. They had like a back to school movie or a summer vacation movie that they did. So they had plenty of opportunities, both shows did, to provide memorable moments. Dave, where are you leaning here?
I went with Kim Possible here. I think there's a lot of good moments between the action, the different little sayings like Ron with the booyah, him losing his pants in different situations. I picked Kim Possible here.
Yeah, he needed a better belt.
And I like Draken not like ever remembering his name. It's kind of funny too.
Yeah. It's disrespectful. Ron Possible should have been voiced by, or Ron Stoppable should have been voiced by Rodney Dangerfield. All right, Eric.
I went Kim Possible too, because I think the storylines are more memorable, the actions that they did.
Okay. Sean?
Yeah, I also went Kim Possible.
All right.
2-2.
So this is what a main event should be doing. It should be going 5 rounds.
Yep.
Not like the boring UFC fights, or the UFC fights that only go 1 round because all you got to do is just smack the undercard always goes 5 rounds, but when you get to that main event,
you just think it's
like you have somebody come in and just touch somebody with their pinky and they go down. Because Dana White wants to get to bed. All right, before I go off on a big, on a big tangent here, we go on to fan base. This category is a lot trickier than it might seem.
Yeah.
Because you have the Kim Possible fan base, which is a lot of teenagers who are into this show. A lot of kids were into this show. And by the way, it's made by Disney, so it's got that Disney fan base. Looney Tunes, or not Looney Tunes, Tiny Toons has the Warner Brothers and Looney Tune fan base. Which is better, Dave?
This one was really difficult for me to decide, but I went with Kim Possible here. I feel like because it's one of Disney's most beloved cartoons, a lot of people really like
It's
this
definitely up
cartoon,
there.
and it's still it's still relevant today. I mean, my wife, she has the ringtone for her phone and whatnot, so I feel like it's a little more newer. Like it was what aired in 2002 to like 2008 or 2007.
2006 or 2007. I know after they stopped airing it, they aired a movie to kind of end it.
Yeah. So it's a little fresher and everybody, and I feel like with that, the fan base is a little more like consistently like on about it.
Yeah.
Unlike Tiny Toons.
Okay. All right. Sean?
Yeah, I also have Kim Possible taking this one. I think it just kind of like one of those shows that came out of nowhere and with, I don't know, maybe lower expectations of viewership to.
Well, yeah, because they were heading into an era where cartoons really didn't matter. If you weren't on Cartoon Network, you didn't, or Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, you didn't matter.
Yeah,
Because Disney kind of stopped, caring.
right. And I just think, overall, it just had a quicker fan base following.
Yeah,
What-
because
what
again,
about it?
one, you have the girl that sang the theme song, Christina Milian. She was, I mean, not necessarily big, but she was, coming on as a big pop star at the time. So you had a
Wasn't she also in Even Steven? Wasn't that the sister?
no, I'm talking about the girl that sang the theme song.
Yeah, I thought that was
That's
the girl.
not the girl from Even Stevens.
No, I thought it was.
Christy Carlson, same first name, but they don't look alike.
Huh.
All right. Eric, go ahead.
I went with Tiny Toons. Nostalgia, and because Looney Tunes, I think Looney Tunes, they grabbed the Looney Tunes fan base too.
They did, but like these guys were saying, with Kim Possible, it was because also people still talk about Kim Possible, and like it's still because Will Friedle and Christy Carlson Romano are technically still relevant because I believe they still do a podcast together. So it's always being talked about, especially with the two of them.
No, I understand why they went that way. I went back and forth.
Yeah. All right. So Kim Possible is going to win 3-2. They're barely going to squeak out 10 points here. But Tiny Toons, they get points themselves. So they're going to get 5 points out of the deal. So we had 2 sweeps, a show win 3-1, and then we had the close one at the end, which is what I think main event should be. And we still, it's still going to probably be one of our shorter shows.
About 45 minutes.
Yeah. But all right, so coming up Wednesday afternoon on Animated Showdown, we move to 5 matches for Animated Showdown. It's going to be Yu Yu Hakusho versus Spider-Man the Animated Series. Trigun is going to take on Demon Slayer. Mighty Ducks the Animated Series takes on Police Academy the Animated Series. Pee-wee's Playhouse takes on Bluey. And Justice League takes on Naruto Shippuden in the main event. Next week on Animated Hour of Power, Jabberjaw versus Phineas and Ferb. This one could change because I'm still waiting for the guy who went undefeated in the in stage 1. I told him that he could switch this match if he wanted to because he has Yu-Gi-Oh! if you wanted to pick an easier opponent. But right now, it is Yu-Gi-Oh versus Digimon.
Ooh.
That's gonna be-
So, I'll have a better understanding probably by like, because Monday I'll just corner him and be like, dude, it's Yu-Gi-Oh versus Digimon. Like, if you want to change it, now's the time to do it.
Yep.
Like change it to Yu-Gi-Oh versus Gravedale High or Galaxy High, or Action League now.
Cow and chicken.
Count Chicken already went.
I know.
All right, but right now, so Yu-Gi-Oh versus Digimon. My Life as a Teenage Robot versus Chowder, and the main event. Oh, what the heck was I thinking? Tom and Jerry versus Celebrity Deathmatch.
Ooh.
Were you drunk?
I might have been. Who knows? All right. Make sure to like and subscribe to the When Toons Combine YouTube channel. Join the When Toons Combine group on Facebook, facebook.com/group/When Toons Combine. Also, make sure to check out the. All right. Yep.
Who's that?
It's Clineth.
Oh, hi, Clem.
Yeah. He's saying Yu-Gi-Oh all the way.
Are you happy with Kim Possible winning?
Yeah. Clineth, how do you feel about KP taking the win? Give him a minute to answer. But all right, make sure to check out the Wrestling Through the Years podcast this Friday night. And as we are doing a kind of a game, it's kind of a take on the old game that people play when they're drunk, when they're talking about hot celebrities, the F, Marry, Kill. But this one is going to be book push. I think we're trying to get them to book push kill or book push release. Like for different wrestlers, like if you were a booker in the territories or a booker in the current day, would you keep them? Like, would you book them to like go high up on the card, book them to be a main eventer? Would you like keep them around out of loyalty, or would you just boot them out the door? My brother explains it a lot better than I do. Also, make sure to check out Eric's Unscripted Sports Show. You'll find Wildcard Dave on Twitch at TCX Godsend 95.
That was a good match.
Sean on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok at TCAX Reaper. Also, check out the Dizzle 97 universe. Daniel will be playing games on there, I'm sure, very soon. Also, opening up more card packs. And also, check out the Stabcast with Daniel and Mindy. We are going to get out of here because we have another show. Oh. Well, we know who pays attention better than we do. Book Push Fire is the name of the subject this week. Clineth, we're proud of you for paying attention. All right. So now that Clineth showed me up, which he usually does, we're going to end this, and we'll see everybody Wednesday on Animated Showdown.
Have a